Okay, so as I mentioned in the previous video, there's a couple different ways to apply styles to your web page. Now what we did here in the previous videos, we created an internal style. So this style we created internally within this page. So that means anywhere within this page I can now apply any styles that I create up here in the header. Now it's very beneficial to this page, and there are reasons to use this in the future. The best way to do it though is an external style sheet where we create one style sheet that all the pages link to. I gave the previous example of a site like Amazon.com where there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pages, and if I want to make a change to that site, I don't want to have to make that internally to each individual page. I want to create one page, one style that I can link all my HTML files to that'll pick up on those same styles. So I don't have to write those over and over and over. It just makes this whole thing so much more easy. So you can always combine these. You can have all three different kinds of styles here, but in this case, I want to show you what an external style sheet looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to create a CSS file here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this to my desktop here. I'm going to call it styles.css. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And what I need to do now is I need to tell my original HTML document to link to it. So within the header of the document here, I have to add a link to my style sheet. Now this is the code that they use for it. We say, what is it? We're going to create a link here and say, what is it? It's a style sheet. The type, it's text and CSS. And we're going to link to it. And here is where I'm going to add the link to my style sheet. So we've talked about this before, difference between relative and absolute links. Because this document just resides on my desktop, all I have to do is link right to it. I don't have to add any kind of paths in this case because I don't have any kind of folders. So I'll just say styles.css. Just make sure that's what I call it. Styles or style? Yep, styles. Okay. So now I am now linking to this external style sheet right here. And all I have to do is, so I'm going to copy, I'm going to cut all that out. So if I save my document, just as an example, here I'm going to come back to my sample browser here. All right, so my styles went away because I cut it out of there. But since I've linked to this, I should be able to go right into my style sheet here and paste it in. Now in this case, because this is a style sheet, I don't need to include the style tags. All I need to do is create the actual classes and IDs or whatever I want to right within here. So I'm going to save my document. Make sure that that is linked in there. My styles are gone. My class is still being defined right here in the paragraph tag. Now I should be able to come back to here and hit refresh, and you can see that it updated. So come back to my document here again. This is now linking in a separate file. So I can link a whole bunch of HTML pages all to this one file, and anytime I want to make a change to it, all I have to do is update this one external style sheet, and everything on my whole web page will update.